Listen, Scientology, all right, is a love of money religion. Okay, they love money. Actually, L. Ron Hubbard, another quote, I got a bunch of these little quotes
you
here.
feel that Scientology was built on, so where does the money go?
Well, I don't know. They buy a lot of buildings and so forth. It says here, he says, make money, make more money. L. Ron Hubbard, HCO, PL 9, March 72. They love money. All right, they do these auditing. They actually have stolen the inheritances. It's spoken in the Bible of, you know, these people going and stealing widows' estates and so forth. Okay, you have actually Lisa McPherson. You took like $50,000 from her and then let her die in her room. You know,
Please, can we? If you're going to ask me a question,
well,
I can answer you.
Okay.
Because you're making some accusations that require me to address them.
Okay. Here's an accusation. You ready?
No, can I answer the other one?
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, for one thing, I can tell you that I don't make a lot of money, and what I do as a Scientologist is to help other people.
Most cults don't pay their cultish people a lot of money because they get you, you know, hooked into the doctrine, which I think is very ignorant for someone to actually buy into fantasy like this. It's just ridiculous. It boggles my mind. I don't, you know, how do you talk to someone that bases their truth on a science fiction writer? Someone who believes that aliens came down and exploded a hydrogen bomb, and now we're all filled with alien thetans.
Well, let me ask you a question. I could ask you the same question.
Okay.
Jesus died on the cross.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then he rose again in 3 days.
Yes.
That's after 3 days.
Yes.
That is what you believe, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
You know why?
No, let me ask you a question.
Because God's word says so.
Okay, well, some people might consider that a fantasy.
Really?
But that is...
But no other book. L. Ron Hubbard doesn't have prophecy in the book. You see, we've got prophecy because only God knows the future. Okay. There's over 2,500 prophecies in this Bible, all right, that have come true exactly as foretold in the Bible. Right. All you got to do to prove it wrong is find one that hasn't come true.
Okay, good.
But no, there's not one book in all the world dedicated to disproving biblical prophecy. Why? Because they can't.
You know what?
But your books are full of hypocrisy, full of lies, full of bondage.
How do you know that?
What's that?
Have you read?
All you have to do is go to Scientologylies.com, go on YouTube and type in Scientology. I mean, it'll show you all about this stuff. It's wicked.
Well,
the testimony is ex-Scientologists.
Let Pat answer.
I know, it's just, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Here's something for you. Here's something. It's a lie or truth. The way to happiness. A common sense guide to better living. Do not steal.
Right. Take it out of the Bible.
When one does not respect the ownership of things, his own possessions and property are at risk. Okay?
So do not steal is one of the 10 commandments. So you're taking copyright infringement. I think I'll sue.
Good.
Better watch out now. Scientologists are big on suing.
Go for it.
They love to sue. As a matter of fact, they say never defend, always attack. You see, you intimidate people that actually have a difference of opinion with you.
Do I intimidate you?
Very much.
Oh. Oh, come on. Okay, so.
But your religion. Now, why are you a religion also? That's another thing I wanted to ask. And why do you have a cross for a symbol that is actually a Satanist cross from Aleister Crowley?
That is, Larry. It would be a good thing if you actually picked up a Scientology book and read it. Just have you ever read this book, for example, The Problems of Work?
Listen, I know putting my head under a truck trailer is not a good thing. I don't have to do it.
How can you analyze something without actually inspecting it? It's called prejudice.
It's called fruit. It's seeing the fruit of your religion.
Okay, well, I'm a fruit of the religion.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a Scientologist and have been since 1979.
Okay.
Now, Pat, how many books did L. Ron Hubbard produce that Scientology is based on?
Okay, there are about 6 to 9 different books, but there's 40 million words because he wrote different, articles and policies on the subject of Scientology.
So how many years did he have from 1950? Did he start it? Was it?
Well, that was when he published the first book, Dianetics of Bondage.
And how many years did he have to establish from after he wrote did he establish the actual Church of Scientology,
No,
or did someone else do that?
Somebody else did. He wrote Dianetics and he wrote everything else after with regards to Scientology. And then some of the folks who were reading this and practicing it decided to establish the first church in 1953 in Los Angeles. And since then it's grown.
And the headquarters is in Clearwater, Florida, correct?
Well, that's the International Religious Retreat. That's where advanced Scientology services are delivered, so all Scientologists eventually will come to Clearwater to take the advanced services in Scientology.
It's their Mecca.
And yes, exactly. And you know, that's what that is. The administrative headquarters are in Los Angeles. Okay.
And how do you guys handle people that, I guess, aren't fans of Scientology like Larry?
Well, for one thing, I actually don't usually argue with, because I'm arguing, for example, with something where already the prejudice is established, as we can see. He's never really read anything on Scientology other than to pick things that other people have said, Scientologists have said, but hasn't really gone to see for himself what the truth is.
Have you read any of the books?
I've read some of their stuff, and I've actually listened to interviews from ex-Scientologists. Actually, that lady was the captain of their ship that L. Ron Hubbard bought, I guess, when he got kicked out of France because they charged him with fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually, a little 4.5-year-old ate a piece of tape or something that had a message on it,
Mm-hmm.
a ticker tape thing, and he put this 4.5-year-old in a chain locker, all right, in a chain locker in the ship for 2.5 days. Now this is straight testimony, video testimony of his second in command.
You know, I'm sure that there have been stories about Christians over the years, and some of those stories actually were pretty true.
Yeah,
we went through the Inquisition.
That's
and all kinds of
Catholicism.
things.
Catholicism is not Christian.
Okay, well,
All right.
okay.
They pretend, but they're not.
Okay, and I understand what you're saying, but I'm dealing with your history.
How do you make
Not my history.